2-0. 2. You feel that? 2-0. 2. It's a brand new season. We're loving everything about it. Hey, 2020, we got through it. You got through it. Most of us got through it. Some didn't. That much we know. Hey, I'm Norman. Roosevelt. Aloysius. Nicodemus. Amadeus. Valentino, Giovanni, Romeo, Bruno, Raphael, Lucien, Luigi, Nardini, the beast of Pittsburgh's East. Oh, because I'll come right over there and give you a smack right on the shit can. Bang! That's one. Today, the first day of 2021, we have a very special guest with us. We're going to be bringing him out shortly. I'm talking about a guy that spent his life playing one thankless shithole gig after another. Getting up on that goddamn stage, dragging his shit can up there for one more go-round. One more shot at glory. I say glory. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what it's like when you're sitting at the bar with 12 ounces of glory, right? Well, that's what I'm talking about. But, yeah, we're going to have Mr. Harold Gurley Bottoms working with us today. Tom's all excited. I think Tom's in a similar way to my old lady. Sick of me. Sick of me and all my stupidity and bullshit. Here he comes, little fucking Big Mouth, shooting it off, blowing nothing into something. I'm slobbering all over myself. Norman spit on me. He spit on me. I didn't spit on nobody. I slobbered on a lot of sons of bitches, though. Because I'll come right there. It's a brand new year, man. And you know how goddamn cool that is? You know and I know. A new beginning. There was a song years ago by Nina Simone. What an amazing character she was. So artistic. Just everything about her was like a piece of art. And she had a song called Another Spring. And this song came in a couple movements. And it was just unplayed on like a solo piano. And some of the song was talked. And it was the performance was done as an older woman would be talking about, bitching about life, and then it would go into a happy phase. And the whole premise of the song was, as rough as life can be, I'm thankful to be alive for another spring. And it isn't spring just yet, but it is a new year, and it is a new beginning, and it's a new time for us all. So you know what we need to do? Strap it up, give it a couple flex, bang it in a couple times like it's here. Oh! Oh! Pretend like you're Italian and you're in Jersey. Oh! Oh! Woof! Because I'll come right over. Let me shave my armpits for you. Brand new year. Brand new season. We're going to be playing a mess of stuff today. You know what I like doing? I like having a list of songs and then not playing them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. Because you got your own thing, you know, if you're out there, what you're doing. I don't know, you might be working for the welfare board, straightening folks out, helping them get their things together. You might be repairing broken porches. You might be fixing refrigerators. You might be pumping a cash register to stop and go. But you know what? You got your own way of doing it. And that's what we have here. Last week I asked myself, Norman Roosevelt, what are you thankful for? And I said to myself, you know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for Tom lifting me up, giving me a platform to fly with the turkey buzzard. We're up there, me and the turkey buzzard. We're like this here. You know what we're doing? We ain't spitting on people. We're slobbering on them. We ain't spitting on nobody. We don't look down on people like that. Tom's here. But Tom has a little extra hitch in his giddy up when he saw Harold Gurley Bottoms come sashaying in all his spry.
Spry?
He's spry! We have Harry Bottoms here. We're going to bring him out shortly. Tom's here. I'm here. It's 2021. All I can say is, God damn! It's a brand new moon. Hey, let me play our theme song, a little thing called It Ain't a Party Till You, till you get here. And then we start floating. Then I start to be dancing. You know, when I don't dance, I break shit down. You know what I'm saying? I break it. The people are dancing. You know, they're probably like this. No, I break it down. Tight. Strong. You know. Manful. I set myself down at the keyboard, and I've told you before, my goal a few years back was to become the worst keyboard player in Pittsburgh. And let me tell you something. I'm well on my way. I'm almost there. And let me say something. I have the confidence to know that I have what it takes to pull that shit off. Joints jumping, pimps and hoes, but there's something missing till you show. It ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody get turned up. The joint come alive. You'll make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. Lights are low, bands playing, dressed to kill, people swaying. But it ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody get turned up. The joint come alive. You make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. It ain't a party till you get here. Spilling out into the parking lot. Inside a joint, it's too damn hot. But it ain't a party till you get here. When you arrive, everybody get turned up. The joint come alive. You make my blue disappear. It ain't a party till you get here. I hope I made myself perfectly clear. It ain't a party till you get here. Hey, hey, hey. It ain't a party till you get here. Drag yourself on over. Stick around with us. Light up a fatty for daddy. Yes. If you got an old one and a cold one, pull an old iron out of the fridgie. Stick it in your hand right here, and just, and don't drink it right away. Just sniff it. When I was drinking beer, I used to drink some beer, and I would just like to sniff it, just a little nose by, and that would just get me. And it would just delight me to know what was coming down the pike when I would take a full lick. Hey, I've got my friend Mr. Harold Gurley Bottoms here today. Harold J. Bottoms, would you like to step up and get with a man? Put your hooves together for Harry Bottoms, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hooves together. Click, clank, clink, clink, clink. What does it sound like when you put your hooves together? Sounds like it's here. Put your hooves together. Do you like that kind of talk? I thought you might. New Year's Day, spending the first day with Norman and Harold. We really appreciate it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. And if you're not tuning in, but you're watching us down the road on YouTube, we thank you for that as well. Because you know what? We just want to rub up against you. We want to get real close. We want to be able to smell you. That's how we do. That's nothing to be afraid of. Smelling somebody. That means you're rubbing up again. And before we had these times, it would happen all the time. I don't know if you guys know this, but Harold Gertie Bottoms, there are some nice looking girls that would, during a show, would take themselves and they would sneak behind Higgy or Rhodey. They would sneak behind him, and then they would get behind Harry Bottoms and give him a little while we'd be playing. And you know what I think about that? Ready, Freddy. 1, 2, E2. How you doing? Hey, are you ready? Ready, Freddy? To go uptown and rock and roll. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? Jimmy, what are you waiting for? She got you looked down right and it's out of sight, out of control. Ready, Freddy, to go uptown to see your baby. She your steady, Freddy. That girl sounds crazy. She got a look down right and she's out of sight, out of control. And then you get into the backseat, lip service, moving on down the road. Pulling to a side street, give her a header. Gotta get it up, you gotta go, man, go. Go! Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? To go uptown and rock and roll. Are you ready? Ready, Freddy? Jimmy, what are you waiting for? She got you looked down right and it's out of sight, out of control. Your girl's looking alright on a Friday night, out of control, out of control, out of control, out of control. I'm gonna lick it up. Set, go home and go. Ready, set, go home and go. Ready, set, go home and go. Ready, set, go home and go. Freddy, baby. First song of the year.
It was, isn't it?
That was our first go round.
Oh.
A little bit of Fredericks of Hollywood. Remember, that's where you would go to buy for your lady friend some fancy under things. Yeah, boy. I think I'm okay. I think I'm doing all right. Nice to have my friend Harry Bottoms. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hello.
once again, put your hooves together for Harry Bottoms. Put your hooves together. Come on, man.
I didn't bring my support goat.
Well, you know that. You know, Harry's been, since the COVID thing, Harry's been lucky enough to get some assistance, and he's been living now with a support goat. And so he has a goat that lives with him and supports him emotionally. And you can't put a price on that shit. You can't. Well, I don't know how many of you guys have ever loved a goat. But I remember the first goat I ever loved. And Harry remembers her as well.
Olympia.
Olympia, the three-legged goat,
Yeah.
was a goat of Moondog's.
Good
Who, one time we were playing a gig at Moondog's, and Moondog, and Mary was tending bar, Mary Block, fantastic lady. So we're doing the gig, and we take and Moondog's always like, get up there and play more. And years ago, we didn't play for 3 and 4 hours straight like we do now. We didn't realize that was who we were, that we were just beasts. But anyway, so we're doing, and we play like a couple hours, and we take a little break. And I forget how it happened, but I'm up there talking, I think at the end of the set, and the goat comes up on stage after the band's gone, and right as I'm, breaking down at the end of the set, talking to the audience, the goat comes up on stage and takes a crap. right beside where I'm standing. So I didn't know what the hell to do. I looked at Moondog and looked at Mary. I went down the basement to burn one, like normal. And this is no bullshit. So 5 minutes later, Mary yells down the stairs. She says, get up there, get back up on stage. He said, they're dropping like flies out there. Everybody's leaving. I says, Christ, I just got off stage. She says, Moondog says they're dropping out flies. She says, you better get it back up on stage. I says, so it don't have anything to do with his goat shitting on stage, does it? How you doing?
I got a picture of that, by the way.
Of Olympia?
And the evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rock and roll.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't give a good goddamn. How you doing? I've been wasting my time doing the things that I love. They say you only live once. That's enough. If you do all the things you wanna do, you are the one. When it's over, said and done. Well, I made up my mind to take my time and be strong. Say it only gets better, but better than what? Then you'll realize your fantasies have just begun. When it's over, said and done. When it's over, I know I'll be standing. When it's over and it's done. it's over, I know I'll be standing. When it's over and it's done, a little older now, still having fun. There ain't much changed since I first begun. Now I wouldn't trade a single day for 1,000,001. When it's over, said and done. When it's over, said and done. When it's over, said and done. When it's over, said and done, baby. That's a good one to dance to, because you know you can get in real tight, you know, and just start grinding out and you know, sending it. You know, like when Italian people dance, they send it. You know, it's different. I don't know what it's like for regular people, but when Italians dance, they send, all their muscles and all their emotion goes into the sending of the soul. Hey, ma'am, it's nice to have a wonderful guest named Harry Bottoms. This particular number was written back in '89 or so, and it was made famous in our Pennsylvania hills by Glenn Pavone and his Cyclones. Tommy Valentine, Tommy, the Love Man, Valentine, used to sing it. Whenever he and I see each other, I look at him and I say, "Love Man." He looks at me and he goes, "Love dog." And so it's a thing. Ain't nothing but a goddamn thing. Oh, 'cause I'll come over there. How about our little wolf? My friend Laura, who works at the Quick Store, got me that for Christmas. And I just thought that was just so... Because I do some wolf work. As being part dog, which I'm sure you knew. In the Kiwi, let's send this out to the memory of the late, great Glenn Pavone, ladies and gentlemen. One of the coolest dudes to ever strap it on. And we're going to talk about Glenn a little bit later. I think I'm going to, if I have time here, I'm going to talk about likability. Whenever you play music, no matter who you are, what your talent is, or your delivery system, likability is a cool thing. And some people have it, and some people, well, you got your have and you got your have-nots. We've talked about shit like that before. But, let's send this out to the memory of the late, great Glenn Pavone, ladies and gentlemen. The best of us all. And as a person, you know, he went up. He went up. Look what you done. You broke my heart. Look what you done. You tore it apart. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. Look what you done. You're messing with me. Look what you done. You won't let me be. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. You come around here with your wild ideas, about to drive poor me insane. If you keep on talking out of your head, you're gonna put me in my grave. Look what you done. You made me cry. Look what you done. Now I don't know why. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. I'm gonna play one. You come around here with your wild ideas, about to drive poor me insane. If you keep on talking out of your head, you're gonna put me in my grave. Look what you done, you broke my heart. Look what you done, you tore it apart. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. I hope you're having fun. Look what you done. Look what you did when you did what you done. You know what you do, and you know how you do it. How about Harry Bottoms on the bass? Nice. It's nice to have someone to rub up again, break notes with. You know what I'm saying? Breaking notes together. What could be more intimate? I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that's more intimate than breaking notes together. Standing up tall. Sometimes even shaving before you get out there. You know what I'm saying? Scrub it up a little bit. Make it special. We've got songs to do.
Hey.
Harry knew my dad.
Oh, yes.
Harry knew Arturo.
Mm-hmm.
Harry got to see my dad's special performance of pulling the Nazi flag out of his trunk and waving it around suburban America.
Yeah.
He got to see how cool my old man was. My old man, ain't nobody didn't like my old man.
He could sing a polka.
My old man could sing. Yeah, he'd do, what the hell key that is? Just because you think you're so pretty. Just because you think you're so hot. Just because you think you got something. It's like nobody else has got. You're causing me to spend all my money. You laugh and call me Mr. Funny Santa Claus. Well, I'm telling you, baby, I'm through with you. Because, just because. My old man sang the shit out of that number. And when he did it, his little Dago body was just having a step, a pep in its step. Yeah, he was something. My dad loved music. You know, he loved Frank Sinatra, not like my mother loved Frank Sinatra. I told you about how my mother loved Frank Sinatra. In our home, anybody mentioned the name of Frank Sinatra, my mother, make the sign of the cross. Just the way it was. No one questioned it. No one even smiled, laughed, got mad. When she did it, it was just, you know what there was? Reverence. Okay? Certain things you respect. And that's no bullshit. But my dad liked, you know what other song my dad liked? Itsy Witsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini that she wore for the first time today. My dad loved that record. You know the record my dad loved? They Say Don't Go on Wolverton Mountain. My dad loved that song. You know that song you liked? Whoa, this shark babe has such teeth, dear. My old man liked that shit. And he also liked, come on, baby, let's do the twist. My old man loves some goddamn chubby checker. You hear me? And Bobby Rydell and Chubby Checker Christmas album, that rocked our home. And when my sister was growing up, on every Christmas season, my dad and my sister would dance. And the way they would dance is, my sister was a little girl, so she put her feet on top of my dad's feet, and they would like dance like that to the Chubby Checker Bobby Rydell Christmas album, which was very cool. You know, and I never really thought about it, but now that I'm older, I think about, well, Chubby Checker was from Philadelphia. Bobby Rydini, it's probably his name before they changed it to Rydell. They tried to make it more American, but it's probably Rydini. Where was he from? Philadelphia. A lot of them guineas. Fabian Forte, Philadelphia. All them cats were from Philly, Jersey, the Rascals. All that shit. All them good Dagos, man. All hairy chested, wearing them chest wigs and them little gold things. But my mother and dad used to say, we're not that kind of Italians. Then as I got older, I would say, Mama, we're not a chest wig Italian, right? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, mister. I don't like it. I would make her uncomfortable when I talk about Italians wearing chest wigs. She'd want to give me a goddamn slap every time I'd pull that shit. And that's what she'd say, too. Don't pull that shit with me, mister. All right, H-Bomb.
Yo.
Let's do a song from my father and your friend.
Okay.
Arthur Lincoln Andrew Desio Diamundo Nardini. From Wheeler Street, Homewood, Brushton. Westinghouse High School. Baxter School when he was a little kid. 4 years or 3 years and 9 months in the service. Arturo. 1, 2, G2. Than my daddy was, and to chip off that old block. From the simple way that he lived his life to the working class way it talked. Thought I knew better when I was a kid, but I was so wrong. Daddy let me make my own mistakes, standing by me all along. And my old man, he was a one of a kind, and I get a smile on my face every time it comes to mind. Kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I need to be. This here apple didn't fall far from the tree. I knew the things that my daddy knew the hard way, just like him. By going to work, never giving up and standing for something. Daddy said the devil doing dirty dollar bills and he's gonna try and buy your soul. And I give up chasing that buck. Daddy didn't raise no fool. And my old man, he wasn't one of a kind. There's a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye. The kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I need to be. And this here apple didn't fall far from the tree. Sunday afternoon, still a game. I'll be hanging on every word he'd say. Swearing at Bradshaw every time he throw it. I was loving who it was, and I didn't even know it. I ain't no better than my daddy was, and that's alright by me. Daddy stood tall, never seen him fall when I'd get up off his knees. Time goes by, sing him and me, more and more for sure. Growed up to be my father's son, right down to the core. And my old man, he wasn't one of a kind. Always a smile on his face and a twinkle in his eye. The kind of man he was, that's the kind of man I'm gonna be. And this here apple, this here apple, this here apple didn't fall far from the tree. Far from the tree. My old man was a one of a kind. He did have a brother named Larry, who was also a bit of a one of a kind. But it was all that rich Guinea blood, which I got that same Guinea blood in me. My blood has never been watered down by any other strains. It's all hot Guinea blood. That's why I'm like this. That's why, I don't make excuses for the way I am. I just am. I ramrod my way through life. Get over here! I'll give you a smack right on your goddamn shit can. Jeez. Happy New Year, Hunter. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all the hunters out there here.
Hey, right back at you. Little starlighters. Hey.
Hey, I want to say hello to Scott and Kit Paulson if they're watching. I've been rubbing up again those folks up on Facebooking. We Facebooking. And I'm noticing that they've been checking into what we're doing here. And we think there's some real rock and roll people. So we want to blow a couple kisses out to those folks. Real rock and roll people. We got to stick together.
Amen.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I sure do.
We're a dying breed. We're a goddamn dying breed. But we got to stick together. We fly up there with the turkey bus. We're like this here. Up above the light posts. Up above the monstrosities where they spin to make electricity for people in other countries. I love those things. They're all over West Virginia. I guess I shouldn't love them, but I do. But Happy New Year to Scott and Kit Paulson from Norman and Harold J. Gurley Bottoms. Let's do a song and send it out to Larry Seifers, who I haven't got to see much. I miss him terribly. I'm sure he doesn't miss me. Larry and I have a love-hate relationship. I love him and he hates me. He just finds me. You know what happens with me and Larry? I get on his goddamn nerves. I'm always yakking about some shit, right? Ain't I? I'm always yakking. I'm always making shit up. Ain't I?
No, you do it so well.
I always got a new song that I want everybody to fucking learn. Everybody to learn. I'm just a pain in his ass. And then we have this other issue. And I don't like using the word issue because they use that on a lot of them housewives shows. The word issue always comes up and it just makes you want to smack somebody. But we have an issue. Larry thinks, for whatever reason I wouldn't know, he thinks I don't like his goddamn flute. And I don't know where he would get an impression that I don't like that goddamn thing. But,
I heard the flute was invented before the wheel.
Is that true?
Oh, is it true? The flute was invented before the wheel?
I forget my line.
Well, of course you do. They invented the wheel to get away from the flute.
Oh, that's right. I blew it. You know what?
Right.
Harry set me up perfect. You know what I did once again? I feel like hee-haw. And you were gone. A little hee-hawing right here.
Oh, well.
Yes, Coles.
That's showbiz.
Let's send this song out to Larry and all those folks out there. Let's send it out to the have-gots and to the have-nots. Some guys got it, some guys never will. Some guys squeeze a nickel, some make it rain. $50 bills, and that's the way that it is. It's a little of a lot, and you all got the hips, and you got the have-nots. Some guys are born with a silver spoon, some born to stand in a welfare line. Some guys are sipping Dom Perignon, and some are slurping country moonshine, and that's the way that it is. It's a little of a lot, hey, and you all got the hips, and you got the have-nots, got the haves, got the have-nots, got the haves, got the have-nots. Cried right at the bottom, lonely at the top. You got the haves, and you got the have-nots. guy eating jetliner, slipping down to the Gulf Coast shore. Another guy slumping in the back of a jitney on his way to the liquor store. And that's the way that it is. It's a little old line, hey, and you all got the hips, and you got the have-nots. You all might have a million, you all might be down on your luck, might have showed up here tonight in a Cadillac or a broke down pickup truck, and that's the way that it is. A little old line, and you all got the hips, and you got the have-nots, hips, got the have-nots, got the hips, got the have-nots, crowded at the bottom, lonely at the top. You got the hips, and you got the have-nots. At the bottom, lonely at the top. You got the hills, got the hills, you got the hills, and you got the have-nots. You got the have-nots. Oh! That'd be a fucking one to be dancing to, right? You'd be at a teen dance from 1964. Have on some Madras pants, some penny loafers, and a goddamn Italian gaucho. What you got down at K's downtown Pittsburgh, baby. Remember when guys would wear Italian gauchos? Tom, do you remember that? Do you remember that? Mm. It was the greasers and the Italians, which a lot of times were one and the same. They would wear Italian gauchos, man. How cool that was like an extension of the long sleeve button-up Banlon shirt. Are you kidding me? I'm talking styling, dude. You know I hardly never told no lies. Hardly never. Oh, Harold Bottoms.
What happened?
Oh, let's do this number.
Oh, okay, fine.
Now this number here, when I wrote this song, I was in a very heavy, and Tom will understand what I'm saying when I say this. I was in a very heavy Willie Nelson phase of my life. You know, as a musician, and I don't know, it's probably the same for painters. They would go through one painter they're studying, you know, it'd be a phase of their life. Maybe 2 or 3 years they're into one painter and they study his work and how he does what he does. Then they discover another painter and they study what his work does. And before you know it, they grow into their own selves, and then they're off and running, and then life goes by. And that's how shit works a lot of times. But at this point in my life, I was studying all things Willie Nelson. I had been through all kinds of music. And for some reason, the simplicity and the making it look easy and the simple melodies and the songs themselves, the songs, is what really was about. The songs and his very unique band. I've seen Willie a few times in that era, when I was in that era. And one thing I took away from the whole thing that no one ever mentions about Willie, people assume they'll say he's a singer or he's a real cool guitar player, he's a songwriter. But what it really is, more than anything else, is a band leader. Take that from an old Dago from the east side of Pittsburgh. Willie is a band leader before he's any goddamn thing. How about this move right here? The dirty zipper trick. I should have taught that one to Willie years ago. He'd have loved it. But he has them nylon strings. They don't have that. To do it, you have to have strings that have a little ridge on it, so you can get that. On an electric guitar, you know what it is? Killer. Maybe the greatest rock and roll stage move ever invented. It's probably the greatest rock and roll stage move ever invented by an American already. That we can all just assume, we can all agree on. I don't know about the rest of the worldwide, but for American, well, I mean, you kidding me? But anyway, this song was written. I'd like to send it out to Paulie,
Oh, yeah.
a Starlighter friend of ours, and any Starlighters that are watching us tonight. We want to blow you a great big Starlight Lounge game kiss. The Starlight Lounge game. I don't know, but it's where we hang and where our people hang, and where you can. And when we go back to work, that's where you'll be able to find us. You know what we'll be doing? Strutting across the goddamn Starlight stage. I'll be blowing kisses. I'll be shaking babies and kissing hands. You'll say, that's him over there, Mr. Oh, Big Shot. Look at him. He really thinks a lot of himself, doesn't he? My mother would say that to me. She said, you really think a lot of yourself, don't you? And she didn't say that because she was happy with my behavior. How you doing? Yo, Paulie. Now, there were times when I thought I'd never make enough. And the times where they taught me to play rough. And there's places that I've been I'd never go back to. You know why? 'Cause there's things that I've done I'd never own up to. And now there's songs that I sung should have never been wrote. Times when I couldn't find the right note. But I drive all day and I sing all night too. 'Cause there ain't nothing in this world that I'd rather do. Would you help me? Playing in a rock and roll band, it's all I ever knowed. Being out on the road, it's just like being at home. Doing all those one night stands, oh, that sound like fun to me, boy. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. Now old guitars and amplifiers, like old friends who never let me down. And every new song that I write, it's our ticket out of town. Man, there's nights I'd be out there, sick as a dog. And that time in Buffalo, we drove through the fog, but we got where we was going, and we really put on a show. I guess you could say we really stormed Buffalo. How about all the disappointments? Every time we tried to climb up on that ladder, but it seems as though we'd slide right back to the bottom. All we have left is our pride. And that just made us stronger, 'cause there's this burning inside. And playing in a rock and roll band, it's all I ever knowed. Being out on the road, it's just like being at home. Doing all those one night stands, oh, that sound like fun to me, boy. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. I grew from a boy into a man, playing in a rock and roll band. Come on, folks, let's give these guys a hand for playing in a rock and roll band. Yes, playing in a rock and roll band, baby. You know what I'm talking about. Strapping it on, strutting around. big time in it. Smiling at the girls. You look good. You look better. Y'all look great tonight. Nice to see y'all. How's your old man doing? Because I'll come over there. It's nice to be able to play and have someone prop my old ass up a little bit, Tom. Like put a little pillow behind my old dago ass. My old bony, saggy, guinea butt. Speaking of guinea butt, let's say Happy New Year to the Gennady brothers. To the G-boys.
Hey, G-boys.
Them little guineas. Real good folks. Let's say Happy New Year to them.
Hey.
And little hunters.
Hey, yeah. Yins guys.
Okay. Hey, I'd like to send a song out to our friend Dale. Has a heavy burden today on this first day of the year. So we're sending him some love. We're going to send him a song for his amazing old lady, Kathy.
Yeah, the Harry's Hideaway is open all week, just so you know.
Harry's Hideaway. You know, it's just out the road there. It's just past the old log in. And then a guy asked me, he says, how far is the old log in? Snuck up on you with that shit, right? You know I did, because I come a creeping, I come a crawling, I crawl on my belly like a reptile. Send us out to Kathy. Probably the toughest Irish broad ever born. And her old man, Dale. He's just tall, that's all. She don't like nobody. You can't tell her a thing. Leaves are changing colors. She'll tell you that it's spring. She crazy. Tell you 1 and 1 is 3. She crazy as can be. The same kind of crazy as me. She don't get along with her sister. Don't talk to her brother no more. Her ex got a PFA on her. She fight with the neighbors next door. She crazy. Like a monkey in a tree. She crazy as can be. The same kind of crazy as me. You know that's true. We'll sing this together. Now she crazy. Keep me up all night. Crazy. But that's alright. Crazy. She out of control. Crazy. Bitch just got on parole. She crazy as can be. The same kind of crazy as me. Ow. Sometimes we fight with each other. You can hear us all over town. When we make up in the bedroom, I'm picking up what she's putting down. She crazy. Make love passionately. She crazy as can be. The same kind of crazy as me. Like a little monkey in a tree. The same kind of crazy as me. She crazy and can be. The same kind of crazy as me. Yeah, man. Uh-huh. Exactly. Hey, Because I'll come right over there. I'll put my good eye right on you. And I'll stare at you from across the room. You know, me and you were at the same party. You'd be talking to folks, hanging out, socializing, have a drink in your hand. You know what I'd be doing? I'd be across the room. And you look out the corner right, you'd see me, I'd be like this here. 5 minutes later, you'd be talking to someone else. You look across another side of the room, and you'd see somebody, and you know what you'd see? You'd see somebody going like this here. You know who that would be? Old Double M. Eyeballing you. Up and down. I got my good eye on you, and don't you ask, forget it. Because I'll come right over there and do what? Give you a scaffadil right on the shit bucket. Because I don't give a shit no more. I got Harry Bottoms with me here today. Oh, my Lord. Tom. Tom.
Yes, Norman.
Voice from beyond.
Tom. I go, Tom, and he goes, well, Tom. You know, I used to work at a bar where there were a lot of Toms. In fact, so each Tom had to have a different name. There was Tom, there was Tommy, and there was TC. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thomas was the Swedish guy that would show Americans how Europeans drink. like we need to know. Like, yeah, it's a good idea to share those kind of secrets, right?
Yeah.
And then there was Tommy Young, who was the lover of Bobby Bandiera, the secret lover of Bobby Bandiera, an Irish guy, Italian guy.
Good on the slide.
Good get together, you know, on the. And TC, which was a buddy that hung out with everybody and was happened to be just a great guy. Hey, I thought Harold Gurley Bottoms and I might lay into something here that I was hoping everyone out on the internet might enjoy. Tom, has anybody been chiming in as our show's been going on tonight?
Lots of people have.
Lots of people?
Yes.
Well, how would you rate the quality of the people?
I don't know.
Do you think these are high quality? Tom, do you think these are high quality people?
Absolutely.
So you're saying, well, you didn't tell me that the first time. You said
highest-
lots of people. Hey, I don't give a
the
goddamn
highest
about lots of
quality.
people. I want to know, are there high quality people tuning into our show, Harry?
Hey, right.
They're in. The high quality people.
The high quality people are in.
They're with us.
Oh, the
In
high
large
quality people. I
volume.
understand.
In large, well, they're here. So okay. So now we know that the high quality people. Where are the high quality people? Oh, they're tuned in to Norman Nardini, Not So Alone. Hey, how about my friend James Dealey out in the West Coast? You know, I used to call him tall, dark, and not so lonely. You know why? Because he was tall and handsome. He looked like that cowboy actor, Doug McClure. Remember him, Tom? I think he was on the big mountain or one of them. They had all them handsome, tight-panted cowboys. I like a tight pant.
I was broke mountain.
That was back in the 90s. I'm talking about 2000. Moondog, that was Moondog's favorite movie. That's what they called him. You know, down at the bar, they call him Brokeback Moondog. Hey, we're going to lay into this hunk. Now, when I wrote this song, I didn't write it. Don't listen to what I say when I say what I said. When I wrote the song, I didn't write it. It wrote itself. I just received a message and happened to find just a delicious, dark little road to take these lyrical desserts, treats down and lay something and stick it right in your goddamn ear. Hey, and if you know anybody on the internet that has the balls in their pants to do what we do here on Norman Nardini Alone, if you know anybody that got the balls in their silk shorts to hang it out and leave it at, well then you let me know. Because whoever that is, I want to rub up against him. I don't like this song. But you know who does? And who likes this song?
Who likes this song?
McKegg's old lady. Barry said, man, didn't know it was the juice. Man said, Barry, you ain't shit when the truth came on. Came on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give game on. She said, Pete, you gotta come clean. You've been betting on the big red machine. Game on. Game on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give game on. Roger said, Tom. Roger said, Tom, I can't let you skate. Game on. Screw up the words to the Tom Brady verse. I never liked them Patriots all that much to begin with. Jerry said, Joe, what I did to them kids wasn't right. Joe said it's all about the blue and the white. Game on. Game on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give. Play that liar's game. Get over here. I've been looking at you, baby. How you doing? You said, Johnny, the glove don't fit. Johnny said, Joey, you must have quit. Game on. Game on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. The Donald said, I'm gonna build us a wall. Said El Chapo gonna pay for it all. Game on. Game on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give. Game on. Check this out here. Bill said, Hill, I ain't no part of that mess. Hill said, Bill, you left a proof on her dress. Game on. Game on. There's a life being lived. Something gotta give. Playing that liar's game. Just hold that one. Playing that liar's game. Well, hey. Game on, baby. You know it. And I come sliding into the room with the fog gone real low and the lights on low and the heat on just enough. You know how like in your house when you put the heat on, do you ever notice Your dogs and your cats, they get up and they go and they stick their ass right against the heater. I mean, they just do that. They don't look around the room and go, well, do I look like a fool for doing this? Is this wrong? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. They don't even think about it. They just do it. You know why? Because it feels good. And that's a rule. If it feels good, I wrote a couple songs. I probably wrote at least three songs called If It Feels Good, Do It over the years. I don't know if any of them were ever any good, but I wrote about 3 of them. Hey, let's give Harry a break for a second, and I just want to talk about something. Harold,
Yes, sir.
you can take a little
Sabbatical.
skadooch.
Okay, fine. We can do that. Should
Take a little
we got the technology to do that.
and I wanted to talk about something
You go right ahead, sir.
that I thought would be fun to talk about. And what it is I think about things to talk about together, and this is something that just passed my brain. And the way it came to me was this. I think people have commented when I've talked about music and being a music guy, the way I look at shit, sometimes people can enjoy my bullshit when I talk about it. But anyway, this is the thing that the subject matter that hit me was like musicians that are easy to like as opposed to musicians that aren't easy to like. And the way this thought came to me, the first thing I thought about was the band The Eagles. Great band, great tunage, and really the first band before computers came along that made kind of perfect records where everything was perfectly in time and everything was perfectly in tune. I always make a joke. I say they did it before computers came along to help them do that. They did it with cocaine, which is a joke and probably a little bit of reality as well. But anyway, but I think of that, and the picture of the Eagles to me is of the personalities that you see. You see Don Henley, Glenn Frey, Timothy B. Schmidt, and that they have Vince Gill, which is another example, but he's kind of new, so we wouldn't fit into this equation. And then you have Joe Walsh, and when you think of all those guys and you watch that band perform, you and me are sitting in the audience, and we're both probably thinking the same goddamn thing. Which one of those guys would I want to party with after the show tonight? And I'm sure out of 100 guys, 99 of them would say Joe Walsh. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, no one would say Glenn Frey. No one would say Don Henley. Not that those two guys are the real Eagles, that made the form for who it was they became and everything they stood for, the two of those guys. But if you watch them perform, and once they initiated Joe Walsh and indoctrinated him into their system, as you watch them play, the one guy we all would agree that we want to hang out with would be Joe. Because you just look at that look on his face and you go, I could hang with that asshole. You know what I mean? He'd be like, me, him, and Moondog could get a cheap hotel room up in Erie, and a case of beer and a half a bag and, blow the night. Just telling each other lies all night. But some other examples of, there's another example right there in the Eagles. Guys that are easy to like. Vince Gill. How does anybody not like Vince Gill? Is it possible that there's a person in the world that looks at Vince Gill and goes, that's a bad person? I don't think anyone ever did that. He just, something about the way he is. Some other guys, to me, that are just easy to like. Willie Nelson. Right? How do you not like Willie Nelson? There's nobody that wouldn't like Willie Nelson, except that one wife. I think his second or third wife. When he was younger, he was out on the road, and at the end of a tour, he was gone for like 3 weeks. He was supposed to come back like on a Thursday, and he didn't get home till Monday. And when he got home on Monday, he's like, oh, she fed him and everything, and then he needed a rest because he'd come back from the road. So while he was sleeping, she took all the sheets and tied him together and beat him with a wiffle ball bat for not coming home 3 days earlier. I mean, she might be the only, but she probably loved him just as much. Right? How about another one? B.B. King. When you watch B.B. King work, he was your next door neighbor. You knew him. When he told his jokes, every word he said you followed. You heard every word. Everything about who he was, you were engaged in. You were B.B. King's friend. As you became his fan, you became his friend. And that's how he sold himself and presented himself. How about Stevie Ray Vaughan? Was so likable and so dangerous that this little man from Texas, picked up the entire blues industry, put it on his back, and carried it up a mountainside for about 7-8 years. Up a goddamn mountain on his back. The whole industry was revived simply because, not just because he was the best and had the most delicious guitar style, but because he was easy to love as a person. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of guys have played guitar. I mean, a lot of guys have played good blues guitar. But Stevie Ray Vaughan was so easy to love as a man. Keith Richards, dude. You see the Stones, Mick Jagger's a star. But who are you going to want to hang out with after the gig? Mick? No! No. You're not going to want to hang out with Mick. You're going to... Where's Keith? That's what you're asking. Where's Bobby Keys? Where are them guys at? That's who I want to hang with. Those are the guys, when you look at their faces, you go, that's my boy. Right?
Isn't Bobby Keys dead?
Oh, yeah, he's dead. But Bobby Keys lived. And that's what this shit's all about. Living, man. Living while you got the beat. How about a local guy that was easy to like? Glenn, the Big Cheese Pavone. You could not like him. If he'd start talking in the microphone, he'd be, hi, it's me, Glenn. And he just had that casual, lazy way about him. You could not. And then he'd play guitar, and it would be the most mean, nasty, manful thing, and it looked so easy. And he was just a gentle, nice person. You could not like him. It's just the way it was. Here's one that's, somebody might not agree with this. And I totally get it. Frank Sinatra. I think there's a lot of people that don't like Racetrack Mike. He didn't like Frank Sinatra. He goes, Sinatra, that nickel rocket pimp. He still owes Skinny Amata $500, Norman. Then he blows some smoke out. That little grease ball. He didn't like Frank Sinatra. But I guess because my mother put him in such high regard, I just thought his devilish and manful ways and his the stories about him hanging out with gangsters and all the crazy, beautiful broads. You think of Frankie, I'd be in his pack. I can hang with them. I might have what it takes. But the real guy from that generation and that club that was likable. Are you kidding me? Everybody loves some Dino sometime. Are you kidding me? No one was easier to like than Dino. Chicks loved him. And guys loved him. Guys, it ain't always like the act, the man that chicks love isn't always the guy that guys love. But Dino pulled that shit off because he just had, what he had? Smooth. He had Smooth. He owned that shit. When he walked in the room, Smooth got there about 20 minutes before he did, and it basted the whole room down so that when he came in, he'd feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Dean Martin. How about another one? A guy that every guy that ever saw this man play, a lot like Stevie Ray Vaughan, because everyone that ever saw Stevie Ray Vaughan play wanted to be Stevie Ray Vaughan. Every man that ever saw Muddy Waters work wanted to be Muddy Waters. Everybody that saw him. Every blues man. And there were endless ranks of great blues men in the Chicago area. They write books about them all. But the one that we all agree that was the most attractive and was the biggest star. And when it comes to this, I go back to that word, likability, was Muddy Waters. You watched Muddy's work and you just were like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, he had likability. Buck Owens. Roy Clark. Both very... Buck never really got credit for being like Willie. Buck was a great band leader. Maybe I think one of the greatest American band leaders of all time. And I think the sound that he created with the Buckaroos was a classic self-contained sound that was like the Beatles, and that and until the Beatles started experimenting and using recording tricks and all that. Before that, they did it with 4 pieces. And that, to me, was like really the high point of them. And the high point of any band, really. You know, the high point of the Stones is when the less people on stage and the more it was just the guys playing together and weaving together. And the weaving together is what Buck Owens and his Buckaroos did at such a high level. And then I always would say, Buck Owens, he has a face even his own mother couldn't love. But that's just a stupid joke, you know what I mean? Because he was lovable. He had that big moon face on him. And Roy Clark. How about Johnny Cash, another example? As a man, you loved him. You respected him. Chicks loved him. And yet guys loved him just as much. That's a rare cat that can have that appeal to women and to men at the same time. These are unique qualities. How about Louis effin' Armstrong? How about Louis Prima? Both of those Louis, so lovable as men, you don't realize what talents they are. Because you love them so much. They make the medicine go down so smoothly. You don't even realize how great they are at making music. All you recognize is their manfulness. Muddy Waters in a similar way as well. His manfulness is just so big, it overwhelms. A couple other guys that I just wanted to mention. Keb Mo and Taj Mahal. Both easy to like cats. They just sing and play, and while they're doing it, you just falling in love with the humanity behind the music. How cool is that, right? Humanity. I love that shit. Hey, let me get Harry Bottoms back up here. Let's play a little bit. Hey. Maybe Harry would like to play a number or two with the old meat bag.
Hey.
What do you think?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do one about our town. Wrote this back in the middle 90s. You guys know about this time, right? They used to call us the City of Champions. I still think of us that way sometimes. When I see my white trash Iron City beer lamp, I revel back to a time when Myron could get on the radio with his voice. Yeah! And you knew he was smoking a cigarette and drinking a whiskey and ginger ale while he was talking. You know he was. And it was a time before corporate, squashed the life out of shit. It was a time when, Bob Prince could act like Bob Prince. He'd get down at a bar, smoking cigarettes, drinking, holding court, telling his stories. Then whenever the dirty parts would come, he'd put his voice down real low. And all the guys, yeah, baby. How you doing? Woof! Woo, 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 woo. Harold Bottoms, we've done this song a number of times.
We have? Good.
At a number of shitholes along the way. At a number of low-down, thankless, heartbreaking gigs.
Yeah. Forever.
Dragging our asses out there, you know what? Putting on a happy goddamn face. Yucking it up. And looking at them people right in the eye and saying, hey, Hunter, I feel you. I feel all your pain. And I want to come and get you. I want to come and get you and rock and roll you. I want to snap your goddamn girdle. I was born here. I'll probably die here. I've given my life to this town. And after all the years, seem like I'm still being kicked around. I come up the hard way in Pittsburgh, PA. I found some work here, doing my own thing. Thought everything was on time. I looked around to see where I stood, and I was at the back of the line. Yeah, I found out the hard way in Pittsburgh, PA. Here in Pittsburgh, PA, ain't no guarantees. You can work your whole life and wind up down on your knees. Here in Pittsburgh, PA, we've got the powers that be, scratching each other's backs, looking down to know that you and me, now there's changes all around me, and I'm still holding my ground. And the fact of the matter is, I'm a stranger in my hometown. I found out the hard way, that it's a long way to Pittsburgh, PA. Yeah, I found out the hard way, that it's a long way to Pittsburgh, PA. To Pittsburgh, PA. My hometown. Allegheny County, baby. The county seat. Hey, you know what I heard?
What'd you hear?
I heard tonight I got the best seat in the house.
What's left of it?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's talk a little crazy like that. Best seat in the house. Hey, I'd like to ask Harold,
Yes, sir. What's up?
perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
if you could play a little certain beat,
Okay.
and then perhaps I could tell a story or two
Okay.
about a friend of ours. About a friend that we might know. A friend that walked tall. A friend that pissed into the wind his whole goddamn life. A friend of ours that come from the east side. He was a beast of the east. He didn't take no shit. He made his own rules, and he lived and died like a full-grown MFer. Young Buck talk about him, said, did he stand that tall? Did he drop his pants in Texas as he raised up his Les Paul? Tell me the story.
Yep.
How he blazed a trail. I heard the man they called it Kingfish sure knew how to well. Hey, Kingfish down in Memphis, drunk up all his dough, got Elvis's phone number from him. Couple hoes, all them strippers tell you he get the wind in his sail. Well, the man they call the Kingfish shake the feathers of his tail. About that night on Woodstock Ave, threw his Les Paul out the window, landing on a Cadillac, played a killer show that night. I still remember that. Well, well, the man they called a Kingfish, he took it all out on his stride. Check this out here. Kingfish in New York City, on the road to ruin, down in the village doing shit you shouldn't be doing. Well, he'd slap on a strict string like he didn't have a care. Took a bite of the Big Apple, middle finger in the air. Well, hail to the Kingfish, hail to the man, pissed into the wind, just because you can. Hail to the Kingfish and his rebel soul, and dancing with the devil, playing rock and roll. Some say he played like Billy Gibbons, man, he'd bring the mind away. How about Johnny Winter high up on whiskey and cocaine? Y'all talking about the legends of the bandit strain. Yeah, the man they called it Kingfish, make that guitar sing. Now check this out here, I ain't lying. There's been some guitar slingers, and they all paid their dues, but ain't a one of them better playing rock and blues, and that's a fact of the matter. That ain't no fairy tale. Yeah, the man they called it Kingfish sure knew how to well. Hey, hey, yeah, the man they called it Kingfish shake the feathers of his tail. Boom, boom, boom. Hail to the Kingfish, well, hey. How about some Fish, baby? You know, Fish fancied himself. He thought he was a chef sometimes. He was also a painter. He was quite a character. He was given an award, an all East Side award, for being a man's man, doing it his own goddamn way. How you doing, you little monkey? How about that? A song for the Fish. How about Harry Bottoms playing the tuba part on that? Boom, 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 boom. You know, when I was a little kid, I wanted to play the trombone. But I got my first tromboner when I was. Oh no, I forgot about that. Does anybody out there remember the first time they masturbated? Probably, right? Well, it was crazy for me because the first time for me, I was just cleaning that thing and it went off.
I wonder if that was the senator's excuse.
Remember that senator?
Yeah.
Senator. Hey, let's do this. This is important. I'll look at them all. I'd like to send this out to my friend Plush, Paul Wargo, the man who invented the name the Tigers. invented and painted the first tiger stripe guitars. Was just a goddamn good person. Mother, father, pure of heart, stood by me from the start. Miss them both since they've been gone. Left me here, keeping on. I'll see you when I get there. Think I can pay the fare. Heard it's nice up there. I'll see you when I get there. Friends of mine, as good as gold, had angel wings, truth be told. Bound for glory, touched by the hand. Now they're living in a promised land. I'll see him when I get there. I won't know what to wear. I'll just pull up a chair when I get there. I get where I'm going, I'll be home. No longer will I roam. Life I lived, walking by the book. I got ghosts back there, tree gets shook. Dungeon door, pearly gates. Call my name, clear my slate. We'll see you when I get there. We'll have a grand affair. Get on a chair when I get there. I'll see you when I get there. We'll throw our hands in the air like we just don't care when I get there. I'll see you when I get there. Well, see you when I get there. See you when I get there. See you when I get there. I'll see you when I get there. That's a good song for walking, baby. Ain't in no goddamn rush. I don't need to run. We'll just walk. We'll get there.
I like the shuffle.
The Shuffler! Harold the Shuffler Bottoms. I'm not talking about shuffling the deck either.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we got some songs. We got some nice ones still to play here. Let's do...
You got 25 minutes to
Oh, we have
play
25
it.
minutes to play?
Oh, wow. We're so prompt.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
We're terminally prompt.
I think we could get arrested for that.
Oh, right.
I really do. Let's play this one.
Uh-oh.
Wrote this in 1979. I played it on the show by myself on occasion, but I think I'll enjoy whipping it out here with Harold Gurley Bottoms.
Need a splash guard. Come
Have I been getting it?
on. Not yet. If you're going to whip it out, I want a splash
I
guard.
slobber a lot. I understand that. And when I was young, I slobbered a whole lot because I sweat a whole lot because I was working. I was a little monkey, you know. I'm okay now. But I wrote this in 1989, 1990, I believe. It came out on the Breakdown in Paradise record. And it's like a 60s soul ballad. My friend Mark Stutzer sings the living shit out of this number. That Hill Jack, that West Virginia boy. He's from down there in, what's the name of that town he's from?
West Virginia.
That's not a town, that's a state.
Yeah, I know, but that's all I know.
Okay.
Down south, past Charleston.
I think he's down in West Virginia, past Big Ugly. Tazewell, Virginia is where he's from. Tazewell.
That's it.
I think it's actually Virginia.
Yes.
Oh, Virginia. That's not.
Do you know about it?
Yeah.
Tazewell?
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to go to get yourself an old lady. If you're looking for an old lady, go to a place like Tazewell, Virginia. Just start driving around town. And just start talking to people. I mean, that's how you do it.
Good way to get beat up.
I left that part out, Tom. Tom, I left that part out. I didn't want to scare. I'm looking at guys that are, lonely and they need companionship. If you want to find a good woman,
Get a plant.
go to West Virginia.
Oh, that's for sure.
That's a fact. 1, 2, 3. If I'm a fool for loving you, I've been a fool so long. And if it's true what they say about love, it just keeps on getting stronger. The first time you hurt me, I thought I would die. The second time I broke down and I cried. Third time you hurt me, I played it cool. I guess I'm 3 times your fool. And if I knew that you'd found another, baby, I just play along. I'd be blue. Lord knows I would suffer until you found your way back home. The first time you hurt me, I thought I would die. The second time I broke down and I cried. Third time you hurt me, I played it cool. I guess I'm 3 times your fool. Oh, I know you feel the same. Way down deep inside, and I do feel the magic. Yes, I do. When you're standing by my side, I'm your fool. 3 times your fool. Oh. 1, 2, 3. somebody, slobber on somebody's neck a little bit. How you doing? 3 times you're full, baby. When I think of that, I hear the horns in my head. I hear a Hammond organ. I hear the male and female background singers. I hear it all. But I also hear Stutzo singing the lead vocal on it. When I hear Stutzo has a very soulful voice. And I hear his voice singing that number. Even when I pull out my foghorn. You know, the foghorn that God... I don't know if you know this. When I was born, McGee Hospital, I was the first child born unto this earth that had a bullhorn in his throat when I was born. And the doctors came in and said, Mrs. Nardini, you know, your child has a bullhorn in his throat. And you know what my mother said? And so it shall be. And I went like this. Ah! And we was off, baby. We was rolling. We was rolling in it. And that ain't no bullshit whatsoever. Well, you got a couple numbers here, don't we? Don't we just have a couple of numbers? Okay. Let's try this one.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Wrote this for my old lady. Probably about 30 years ago. Played it for about 5 years, and then it just kind of slipped into the shadows. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I pulled it back out, dusted this shit off, straightened it out a little bit, and we've been playing it ever since. It's a thing called The Man Who Loves You. And any of you guys out there, what Mike got a great old lady, send it out to her, and then move in a little closer, and maybe you'll get a little tonight. I don't know. Maybe your stock will go up in the bedroom. Stock is rising. Hell Bottoms, I like to play.
Yes,
The Man Who Loves You.
Okay.
And I like to send it out to Kathy Jean,
Oh, yeah.
my 100% hillbilly queen.
Love her cookies. Cookies. Whew.
Harry says he loves her cookies. And he can say that. You good, Tom?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't say the things I wish I would say. Don't have the wings to carry you away. I don't make that much, and I'm not big and strong. With the time I'm out of touch. About most things I'm wrong. But you know my heart, it's tried and true, and I'll always be the man who loves you. I know I've tried to be like I should. I got this wild side. I'd change if I could. I'd chase down my dreams and gone up in flames. Then the smoke cleared and you remain. Deep in my heart there's a song that rings true, and I'll always be the man who loves you. Wanna be chiseled in stone, your name and mine, strong enough to stand the test of time. This love in my heart, like an ember it glows, like a fire it burns, like a river it flows. so deep and so wise, honest and true, so proud to be the man who loves you. I'll always be the man who loves you. I'll always be the man who loves you. The man who loves you, baby. I'm gonna be that man. That's the man I'm gonna be. How about Harry Bottoms on the bass, ladies and gentlemen? Click your hooves together.
Oh, you hoof clickers out there.
We've got hunchers, munchers, hoof clickers. I mean, it's all there. Late for lunchers. I don't know what the hell. Come hang with us. We wrap our arms around our loving arms, and then we say, one of us, we accept you, one of us. That's how we do. Oh yeah. What we'd like to do right now is we'd like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And the way we have to do that is I have to sneak over here
He's sneaking again.
and get my Texas ass grabber out of the bag.
That old thing.
Have you ever seen my Texas ass grabber, Tom?
Not sure if I have.
Well, if you'd have felt it, you'd have remembered it. See what I'm saying? This ain't nothing to play with, kids. It's a Major League Texas ass grabber.
There it
You
is.
get some ass meat in here, now you're doing some shit.
Yeah.
And take it from the old huncher and muncher from the east side, Nipples, the clown Nardini. We're here's to hoping that this new year is a wonderful, wonderful new starting point for old and young. for good people,
Can only go up.
and even for bad sons of bitches. Even you bad people, we're wishing you a happy new year as well. Tom, he wants to give you a bad weather belt happy new year. From Erie in the bad weather belt, he wants to wish everyone a good, wonderful new year. Harry Bottoms
Yo,
wants to wish everyone a happy new year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Everybody.
Now me, Harry said everybody. He was married to an Italian for a while, so he says everybody, and he talks. Now he knows. When you go to an Italian event, the way you want an Italian event to operate is you want the dinner to be spectacular, but you want the desserts to be even more spectacular. That's how Italians roll. Do you see what I'm saying? So you white people out there that think you know shit, well, you could still learn some shit from my people. Because I'll slap the shit out of somebody so fast. We want to wish you a happy new year. I forgot my goddamn bubble gun. Tom?
You were gonna bring it.
I know I was going to I was going to be somebody, man. I was going to be shooting and firing it off and blowing kisses and shooting bubbles. You know what I would have been? I would have been just dandy. But I guess we're not going to have to. We're going to have to settle for something a little less than dandy.
That's right.
Randy.
I love that word, dandy.
You need a champagne bubble generator machine like Lawrence Well.
Harry made one.
I'm gonna make.
Harry can make shit.
I'm gonna make one of them. It's on my
Uh-oh.
bucket list. I'm one electric clock short.
It's on a bucket list. You know that list, that bucket list?
Yeah.
Let's do that again. One. Another chapter is closing as the year comes to an end. So at this time I'm proposing good things up around the bend. May you gracefully pass through the seasons and weather the changes that come, and hopefully look to the future and never forget where you're from. A happy new year to you, happy new year to me, and all the nuts on my family tree. Happy new year to strangers I ain't met, may the blessings that come be as good as they get. Everyone far and near, have a happy new year, new year. Have a happy new year. May you remember your loved ones gone to a better place, not with a heart full of sadness, but with a smile on your face. And may the sun shine down upon you as the days go drifting by. May the rain wash away your troubles. May there always be blue in your sky. And happy new year to you. May your spirit run free. May your days be filled with joy and mercy. Happy new year to all those I'm yet to know. May you be warm when the cold winds blow from a heart so sincere. Have a happy new year, new year. Have a happy new year. One year turns into another, chance to take a shot. The only thing we know for certain, don't know how many chances we got. And Happy New Year to you, Happy New Year to me, and all the nuts on my family tree. Happy New Year to strangers I ain't met, mater. Blessings that come be as good as they get. Everyone far and near, everyone far and near. Have a happy New Year, New Year. Have a happy New Year, New Year. Have a happy New Year. Happy New Year, 2021. Happy New Year to you, baby. May the monkey of love light up your bedroom, baby. Oh!